Welcome everyone to the Master Vox, where today we have the Advanced Bracket Finals with Tonnoman playing the 84th Guards Trelkovi versus Schwere playing Folsham Hermann Göring. Today with me as a wonderful co-caster yet again is Nilla. Nilla, say hi.
I'm drinking a Miller Lite right now, and there's no political statement about that. Miller Lite was always the superior beer beforehand, so let's just let that be known.
I'm
If you
gonna
drank Bud Light before and you're political about it, you just had a bad taste in beer.
I'm just gonna say it out there that they're both piss water, and I don't trust your opinions or your tastes on anything anymore.
Okay, mister, I was deployed in Germany and lived there for a large part of my life. We're also lucky to have so much good beer at our disposal. But anyways, there's a game going on again.
Yeah, let's talk about the game because I don't want to talk about your beer tastes anymore. Real quick, I'd like to thank the sponsor for this tournament, racedesigns.ca. They build your website for you so you can't fuck it up.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't mess up your website. It's very important. It's your first impression. So whether you're building a resume or a company, might want to partner with them.
Okay, so talking about the game, it looks like we have a very large contingent of close combat troops from him and Goering pushing into this forest finally.
Yeah, and you can see the forest being that little fucky-wucky road system, having them deploy all the way back there. And you can also see, too, from Tonnoman, he's not moving his troops up. So there's micro going on somewhere on his part. It could be up north where that flamer push was, or it could be down south where the engagement's happening in the town. But something's getting missed there by Tonnoman.
It looks like he's paying a lot of attention to the south because he's got the Ognos down there. But
Oh, yeah.
they just got schwacked by a Hermann Goering MP44. They're like light grenadiers, but are they the same points? Yeah, but they're the price of a fucking Panzer Grenadier.
Yeah, they're a really good unit. Super good.
And I really like how he has the Hermann Goering MP44s and Sturm Pioneers in A, because he can really do a definitive push, and if there's any CQC, it's just a giant fuck you.
Yep. Yeah, and before we forget to, these decks that we're watching here, they're built really interestingly. Tonnoman's deck only has an IS-2 and 3 SU-76s in A phases, armor support. And then Schwere's deck is Hermann Göring, one of my favorite divisions. I love Hermann Göring. I never played it a ton in competitive, but I love playing it. It's just a fun division to play. And he brings out the BF-109, which is really interesting to see two playing cards brought out in Hermann Göring, considering it's not a very air-heavy deck.
Yeah, you suffer in the costs for those cards, don't you? Whenever you're doing that.
Yeah, which is really ironic considering it's Hermann Göring division.
Oh no, Hermann Goering MP44s. They're about 50 meters off from unloading with those Sturmgewehrs.
Yep, and that's where keeping the MG42 up to the north of that Gavardia is going to get it to pull back and take that engagement there for the Pioneer unit.
Yeah, it's the support weapons that we see over and over. When you can get some crossfire going on, that's when you know you're going to win those fights.
You mentioned it before the game started, but Tonnoman's really relying on these 50mm mortars in the middle, and we're about to see them go into action if he notices that there's an engagement going on.
Yeah, because he's noticing. Yep.
Yeah, one's really good mortar placement here. One's going behind the line, trying to assume that troops are going to be pulling back if the push can keep going. It's going to be a little too far back, but the idea there was really good. Now, the issue is all those Sapiri just melted in front of the 3 vet infantry that Schwere has here. So the thought's not going to work out, but in theory, it was a good idea.
See, this is a good demonstration of using those 50mm mortars like someone uses hopes and prayers. It just doesn't work.
Yep. Yeah, so instead of just the hopes and prayers, taking some good actions really important. And the good action that could have been taken here by Tonnoman would have been to just shell on the opposite side of the front line there and use it as a really ghetto creeping barrage and move up. And you see that in full effect there. When they ran into all of those 3 vet infantry, regardless that it was close range infantry and dudes with MP44s, they're Panzer Grenadiers, it still would have been a really hard fight because 3 vet gives you such a big advantage in infantry engagements due to all the buffs it gives you.
Now, with the 3 vet, that causes a lot of damage reduction, right? Like, that's how that system works?
Yeah, I'm a little rusty on it, but that's the end result of it. It's either outright damage reduction, which I think it is from HE bombs and like guns and stuff that are on the ground. I don't know about infantry, but it acts that way because it changes the way that suppression works for your units. So you're engaged longer. You're not going to get suppressed as quickly. So you're taking away more combat power from your opponent if you're in an uneven fight because your guns are going to be shooting longer and your accuracy is higher. So just based off the accuracy and the rate of fire being buffed, you're going to do more damage. It's not like more damage to the weapon, though.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it in the end it causes more damage from being
Yeah.
3-vet, and at the same time you're taking less because of the weird Eugen systems and Mad Matt's weird sacrifice like mechanics and shit.
Yeah, it's like 1+1 and -1 plus -1, both, equaling 2, if my basic algebra and arithmetic's correct. Like, two negatives making a positive kind of deal, where, same outcome in the end.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what's really interesting is Tonnoman, even though he doesn't have a lot of 2K stuff, is really bringing out these TU2Fs to try to get a good recon of everything. But at
Yeah,
the
and that's something we didn't mention was the income. So making those informed decisions for Tonnoman is really important because they're Maverick.
yeah, and he's bringing out PE3s. Oh, Jesus Christ! Let's see the dive bomber dive.
That's going to be a really hard sell there for Tonnoman as a Maverick division using dive bombers against Hermann Goring because we can already see there's two 88s on the field, and the counter to that's going to be the Su-76 that's been called out in B phase. Some Katyushas come out, but if Schwere recognizes the threat that's posed by those Su-76s, I think the half-track mortars are going to make an appearance pretty early on.
Yeah, and I think those half-track mortars are going to be like a really large key, especially since he can bring them out in A phase, and he's bringing one out right now to try to push out of the area he's taken within that central forest. And the big reason with that is I love smoke. We get it, you vape bro. I know the jokes and everything like that. But these half-track mortars can shoot, scoot, smoke because right now, if he can smoke off the little forest area between those Sapri, Gavardia DP, and these Sturm Pioneers, if he smokes that area, he can just go in there and just make it rain napalm.
Yeah. And one thing too I want to point out with the half-track mortar in mind, it kind of brings in the, your operational mind in the game on like where are you going to put those key pieces. That really you can only think that way once you have a solid front line. And what we're seeing from Schwere is a really good use of platoon and company size tactics. You have some recon support with fire support on the bottom of the map here with a platoon of Light Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers working in conjunction. There's half tracks there that are some fire support. There's a leader giving bonuses to the Light Grenadiers and the Panzer Grenadiers sitting back as the base of fire to cover the movement of those Light Grenadiers as they, maneuver on the enemy and take that flag from those Ognamachikis. So really good small unit tactics being shown off here by Schwere just through unit composition alone.
And it's not just the unit composition, I would say, it's also exploiting the way that Tonnoman has built his deck. So Tonnoman has no tanks except for the IS-2 up north and A. So what we're seeing right now is we're seeing the Hermann Goering clown car circus just fucking dance around these Soviets. Because all they have is M42 guns, and that's it. And then some Su-76s. So
Yeah,
what we're seeing is we're seeing a problem that a lot of decks have where they can't deal with light cars or light anti-tank. They don't have it, and we're seeing Hermann Goering fucking dance around these people because nothing they have has more than a 35 penetration from the PTRD. But even if that PTRD gets on, the damage is so fucking minuscule because let's look at it. It does 2 damage. You have to get 3 consecutive penetrations on the 233s, and I think it's either 2 or 3 penetrations onto the half track before you get rid of the fire support element for these infantry.
yeah, it's a hope and a prayer because you don't get a hit every single time with the PTRD because it likes to miss, and it's the bolt action one. It's not a semi-auto, so it shoots slow as well. You usually get maybe a hit, maybe 2 if you're really lucky before you're stunned.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say up north, I love Tonnoman's use of this IS-2. He's just bullying these bitches. Like, he's like,
Yeah,
I'm
and
the
that's
big
how you have
boy.
to play this deck. You have to play it like a MOBA, and it's like Wargame Red Dragon. You protect the shit out of that IS-2 and just let it abuse your opponent. And that's hard to deal with considering the Flak 88 only has 160 millimeters of penetration.
Yeah. Also, the mortar half track didn't scoot after it shooted, and it got a direct hit from the IS. Or no, it didn't get a direct hit. It did. It took a hit.
Yep.
So it's getting counter batteried. But these martyrs, unless this man puts smoke in front of that IS-2, the martyrs are just gonna drop like flies.
Yeah, not a great position to use the martyrs there. They're going to be ranged out there by the ZIS-2 alone. Don't really want to use the IS-2 for that engagement. Its accuracy isn't good enough. Its rate of fire is too slow. You'll win against the martyrs, but you'll waste so much ammo and time trying to kill them that something else could happen to the IS-2. Pull that back, drag that ZIS-2 forward, and engage them that way. But like you mentioned, there's smoke. The martyrs are going to try to move up using the cover of the smoke there.
Yeah, and then just allowing the use of that smoke is so pivotal because suddenly there's terrain in front of you that you couldn't shoot through a minute ago. And we're looking here, so these APCR shells deal 4 damage. You have to have 3 penetrations. Now, the beautiful thing here is the 88 is forcing the IS-2 to look at it because it's the biggest threat. So these Martyr 1s are going to be able to not only get side shots, but get side shots with APCR.
That's until the IS-2 shoots and kills the 88 because it's on 1 HP.
All right, never mind. It is gone.
The smoke ended up hurting that assault there, too. Now there's another 88 coming out up north. But I want to drag your attention down south. 2 Katyusas just came out and 2 T-34Es just came out. This is going to be the play here by Tonnoman, is waiting for B phase, get all that income, and this is when the availability comes in.
Shooter killed, driver knocked out, 1 martyr remaining. The knockout drag-out fight continues!
Oh, I love APCR. I love it just for this reason. All the smoke's ruining it, though.
Oh, shit. Oh, he got it out. All right, so back down to your point, but I just had to be the announcer up there, because it's still shooter killed!
That's good. That's a good pen right there. You get another pen like that, there's a good shot the IS-2 dies if it's just a normal shell, because it's already been damaged.
So that should be 2 shots. That's 2 penetrations on the IS-2, because it was 2 internal crits. So that means it's only got 1 more APCR hit before it dies.
Yeah, and then depending, too, if this 88 gets a pen on it, it's going to outright kill it, too, because it's just more damage.
Yeah. All right, so back down south. So we have the wonderful thing you were talking about.
Yeah, and we can see here there's an Su-76 indirect that just got shot at by a T-34 and pen, but thankfully for Tonnoman, takes out the T-34 that it was engaged with.
Yeah. It's funny to see German T-34s fighting Russian T-34s while there's T-34s, so you can T-34.
I heard you like T-34s.
It's still funny that fucking series came out in the mid-2000s and we're still making the references to it.
Yep.
Yep. Pimp my ride forever
Some things
in our
never
hearts.
die.
Yep. Like Exhibit.
We see some hot counter battery reaction going on in the middle. 81 millimeter mortar against 50 millimeter mortar.
Well, I'm happy to see that the 81 millimeter mortars. I don't know if it's on defensive fire over there because they didn't fire recently, but the Saparis.
They just did. Yeah, those 50 mils just did. So that was an auto target by Schwere. He did that himself, I think.
Okay, that's a smart move. Wait, the IS-2 went down. The Martyrs did it. The Martyrs did it.
Good Martyr.
Knockout, drag-out fight.
Yeah, the Martyr didn't get hit, obviously, where the IS-2 would have blapped it, but it got shot near it, and it's pretty panicked. So good work there by the Martyrs.
Yeah. The problem is, that was the only tank he had in A, but now he has 2 in B.
Yeah, but the issue is that was the leader tank that was going to give this 152 a higher rate of fire and better accuracy that was supposed to bully that field. So that plan up north there for Tonnoman's kind of falling apart. And down south, a Katyusha got taken out by something in the town. Tonnoman's really brought the artillery pretty close to the front line, and it's not paid off. The Su-76 got hit, and the Katyusha died. So I would be a little more careful next time if I was Tonnoman.
Wait, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm going to say that it was an aircraft, because he has no AA down here.
Oh, it was probably the Rocket 109.
Oh, yeah, because he's only got the 137, but the 37 might be in a bad place because of line of sight from the village.
Yeah, good point. Probably was.
Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 craters right there at that Katyusha, so maybe it was both of the Rocket 109s.
Yeah, unless it carries 4, but I think it only carries 2 rockets at a time. So there's probably 2 109s in play. We'll see here at the end when the score kill comes up.
Yeah. So it looks like they're getting stalled out in the south, honestly.
Yeah, it's been a good counterattack so far by Tonnoman, but there's no follow through. If there was some second wave of infantry coming up that wasn't just one Strapniki, might be a better push here, but there's an 88 covering the right flank with a Grilla. And then there's two Blagleet Grenadiers that are not a super safe spot. The C-34s could see it if there's recon, but they're ready there as a QRF to roll up and reposition in the town. I think one of them's about to go down here.
Yeah, that is true. Now, I really do like this combination of the 88 and the
Oh, good
Greta.
unload.
Oh, up north?
Oh,
Or no, not
unlucky. No, down south, he unloaded, but the half track got killed right as the unit was unloading, so they still lost half their combat power.
Oh, shit. But I was saying, I really like the combination of the Flak 88 and the Greta because they both have HE, they can both fuck things up, and they're both 2K, so you're keeping 2K with 2K.
Yeah, it's a natural combination there too, especially when something comes in that might be a 50 cal or something that has range like another Grilla. If this was an axis on axis, it's a good counter to one another.
Yeah, just like this 152, which is going to be able to see that Flak 88 from the Maxim, is just going to lay some hate.
Yeah, the 88's not long for this world with that guy rolling up.
So real quick for everyone, if you have an ISU 152 and it has that 2K range, but you know the enemy has 2K range, like this Flak 88, target ground like 3 meters in front of that Flak 88 so that the misses, quote unquote, will actually hit the thing and you will take no return fire yourself.
Yeah, because the dispersion of the shot will go a little bit further if it misses where it's shooting at, and it'll kind of act like ghetto artillery.
Yeah, if you click shift on the ISU 152, you're seeing he's doing that exact thing that I'm talking about. But the problem is he's about to get into line of sight with this because the building is blocking him currently. And as soon as he gets into line of sight, he's going to take a face full of Flak 41.
Yeah, in the middle too, bring your attention back to that. Your little 50mm mortars did some work. It looks like it's going to pay off for Tonnoman, and they're going to take the hill back.
Oh, wow, he did take the center back. Whew. ISU 152 taking a penetration. And it's gone.
Wow. Unlucky there.
Just like
some line of sight fuckery right there.
Yeah, it was because the Maxim building.
Yep.
Oh, and then we have the 132 Katusha firing at the Flak 88 in retaliation. I mean, why didn't you just use the Katusha before?
Yeah, you know, if you don't kill it, that's fine. You have it stunned, increases your chances of it not hitting and penning you 2 times in a row for that 152.
Yeah. Let's see how this Katusha strike
being
goes.
called out up north. Big boy's coming on in.
Yeah, well, this is like the big boy replacing the other big boy, so let's hope that it works out for him because he still has 2 martyrs up there, a Flak 41 and a Greta. Oh, damn, that Flak 41 is on 1 health.
But here comes the bomber. Oh, the bomber's going for the town, not even finishing off the 152, or I'm sorry, the 88.
Yeah. Maybe that issue 76 will see it with 1 health and take it out?
If he's lucky.
Yeah.
Some maneuvering going on up north to by Schwere, moving the Panzer Grenadiers to the field, getting covered by the Martyrs and the STKFZ with the howitzer, trying to get into that. It looks like that farm complex there that the Saipiri's helping cover.
Yeah.
And yep, they're gonna get pinned down here by all the fire support. Yep.
Now this ISU 152 is doing the proper way. Oh no, it's not. It's still in that 2K range. But is it firing around a building?
It's firing around the building. It's out of line of sight.
Oh, it's doing some wanted shit there. It's bending the
bullet.
it's
curving the bullet around. Speaking of 2005.
So it's just a 2005 kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's a throwback.
Yeah.
Throwback before 2008, when everything was good.
Yep. Before the financial crisis happened, and I'll never be able to buy a house because of what happened in 2008. So fuck it, let's talk about it.
The golden era of VoIP and Halo.
Oh Jesus, the original Xbox Live. Shit, now you're bringing back all the memories.
There's a lot of Sapiri rocks in the middle.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a bitch. But that VZ VOD is getting left behind, so he needs to bring that forward.
Smokey Bear is about to be working overtime in the middle.
Oh, yeah. It's going to look like California in 2019 at this point. All right, so the VZ VOD
like Canada a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I finally stopped smelling burning Canada the other day, so I was very happy about that. All right, so this VZ VOD is going to catch up to these Sapere rocks, hopefully, during their engagement to give them the veterancy bonus. Oh, Jesus, they're just melting everything in front of them.
And the battlefield is turning on the Usain Bolt mode and bolting away.
Run!
Tonnoman's gonna have to pull something off here, some breakthrough. It doesn't look too likely. Time is running really short for him. We just ticked over. So now we're gonna see Schwere starting to bring in the big guns and either find a breakthrough or continue to wear down Tonnoman, considering they already have the lead and they have the caps.
Yeah,
So
I think
not looking too good here for
Tonnoman.
Tonnoman.
Oh no, no! But I want to watch this crazy clash in the center of just Flammenwerfers everywhere. Ooh, but the problem is the Sturm Pioneers are 2-vet and they're not going to surrender because that Battery Fury that's been running his ass off.
Yep.
Ooh,
There would be a great spot for that Rocket 109 that's going in, or a really good cluster bomb.
Oh yeah. But right now it's looking like the fucking Disney water park down there, but with flames. Like
Yeah.
super soakers with gasoline.
Duct tape a Bic lighter to your super stoker filled with gasoline.
Children, don't do that because as soon as it stops, it's going to go back in, and then you have a small
Turns into a
IED.
plastic hand grenade.
Yes. Don't do that.
I think you should do that. Record it and put it on TikTok. That'd be funny.
Ooh, the new TikTok challenge.
Yeah. Make a homemade flamethrower. I'm sure the government would love that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If you look up north, though, he's cleaned out everything that could fight that IS-2, so he needs to push out of the north. So
Yeah, that's going to be the spot there if anything does change, especially since the middle just collapsed here for Schwere.
yeah, those Sapere rocks did the Lord's work, and they just pushed through. But the south, oh, Jesus Christ, the concentration.
It's a lot of firepower.
Oh, I see what he did. So he has all of his Sturm Pioneers coming in half tracks, and then he moved the half tracks down to the south to support this push.
Great spot up north there in the middle to just drive half tracks in those roads and try to get around it.
Yeah.
Because the lines of sight are really weird. There is a T-34 covering one of the roads, but up north he could slip by up there.
Ah, that is true. Oh, we have anti-aircraft coming in from Schwere, and it's blunting these PE-3s.
Yeah, that push down there in the south is going to be where Schwere is going to take the pressure off of the middle and the north.
Yeah. Now, his OB is trying to, and died when trying to kill that Hermann Goering MG-42. So that's kind of defunct right now. But his Katusha is reloaded. So we need to see what he does with that.
Yeah, that's the good spot to hit there is that concentration of STKFZs, take out that mobility and firepower in the town.
Yeah, and again, like we were talking about, he doesn't have much to kill lightly armored things, so that would be a really good thing to even the playing field, some may say.
The STKFZ flak grilling almost got taken out there by the SE-76 and just barely got out of line of sight. Oh, and there goes the surrender there by Tonnoman. Tonnoman wasn't in an awful spot there at the end. I don't think they knew how much, was left in the tank to bring that back.
Yeah, so I want to see what killed that Katusha. All right, so this is from Tonnoman's view. So let's look here. Where the hell is that? Or wait. Yeah, whatever. Losses. All right, so we're looking for the Katusha. Because I swear to God it was the 109 that came in.
And I swear to God I'm blind because I don't see it.
It was what?
Friendly fire?
Real?
Was it?
Well, let's look at the chronology. It was about what, like 8 to 10 minutes? Because the IS-2 died.
It had to be B phase because that's when they called out the Katyushas as B phase. Was it just a mysterious Katyusha death?
Did he just double delete, hit the button, and it blew itself up? Like, what's going on here? Because I'm not seeing it dead.
I think that they got found out There's a couple of capitalists in that Katusha. Little Karmazar came around and erased them, airbrushed him out of the picture.
Yeah, because I don't see it in the chronology at all.
All right, well, I'm gonna go open the replay again and fast forward it. So I need to know.
Ooh, you do that. I'm over here still digging through. I'm looking at the victims. While we're doing this, if you've stuck around this long, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We are at 82 of 100 subscribers. So another 18, and I spend my own capitalist ration cards and try to hide from the commissar and buy you, the viewer, who's done nothing but click the subscribe button, a DLC for this game.
Neat bucks.
Yep. And with that, I'd like to say thank you all for the viewing. And with that, Nella, anything you'd like to say at the end?
Bye.
All right, and we will have game 2 of this small series up hopefully sometime this week, maybe next week. You'll find out. It's going to be a surprise for me. It's going to be a surprise for you. So tune in next time.